So the Las Vegas Raiders are going to have a lot of decisions to make this offseason, and we've already covered a couple of them with the firing of Antonio Pierce, as well as we'll keep you updated on all of the head coaching interviews and requests for interviews and all that kind of stuff. But there's one thing that came up yesterday. One of my good buddies, Ben McCann, over at Black Mountain Painting and at First Amendment Media Sports, the Patriots edition, Joe Milton III obviously was a topic of discussion last offseason where, I mean, he has all of the physical traits you want in a quarterback and more. He just questioned his decision-making and his rise to the NFL, obviously being a later-round pick and everything. And, I mean, it wasn't like the Patriots drafted their franchise quarterback last year, Drake May. Oh, wait, they did. And when they brought in Joe Milton III, it's kind of one of those things where you're like, okay, is this going to be one of those deals where they always did to Tom Brady back in the day, where they had their guy, obviously, but they just kept bringing in quarterbacks to create competition, create questions, and that kind of stuff? Maybe. But I also think it's also smart, even for the Raiders this year, to draft another quarterback, not even just one, but maybe they've got another guy that they think is a developmental guy, because this is going to be a lot of new coaching staff and everything. Maybe Aiden O'Connell is going to be that guy. Maybe not. We'll see. But overall, Joe Milton balled out. And I know it was against the Bills' twos, but 22 of 29 for 241 yards, a touchdown, no picks. Did fumble, but it is what it is. Also had 10 carries for 16 yards and a touchdown. And it came at the worst possible time for the Patriots, where you didn't want to win that game. You had number one sealed up, and you just decided to go out and win. I think that might have been the famous last words and decision for Rod Mayo, but it is what it is. And I think the Raiders, if everything goes wrong in the draft, like if they get all the way down to 6, they can't trade up, like they're just not taking deals, and if they can't make a trade for another quarterback, or maybe they don't want to target a guy in the second round, whatever it is, could you get Joe Milton for a third, maybe a 4? Potentially, because you got to realize, Joe Milton is one of those guys that wasn't drafted very high. He's clearly a project quarterback, and yes, he did ball out, but at the same time, there's a lot of things to work on with Joe Milton, and I think that he would be one of those guys that you take under your wing, you find your quarterback of the future. But as a 6th-round pick, you're probably, the most you're going to offer for him is a 3 or a 4. I don't see them offering all the way up to a 2nd-round pick at this current moment in time, like my buddy Ben alluded to. Once again, shout out to First Amendment Media Sports. But I think that this comes down to the fact that you have a very talented player in Joe Milton. Can you get the correct coaching, the weapons, and the offensive line surrounding him to protect him, let him develop, and go from there? Potentially an interesting question. But, I mean, if everything goes wrong, or at least maybe if you get your quarterback in the future and you trade away Aiden O'Connell, or maybe you just, whatever it is, but somehow acquire Joe Milton III, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think that, especially with what Getsy wanted to do with athletic quarterbacks and everything, maybe this was the pick back in the day. But Joe Milton III would be interesting with the Raiders, and I think that it would be something that wouldn't take a lot of doing to be able to go out and get him. And so, but overall, let us know what you guys think. This is going to be one of many videos about who the Raiders should trade for. Let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we'll see you on the next video.